Hello there, Cancer. Thank you for stopping by for your tarot video forecast for the week of May 18th through the 24th. I am doing something a little different this week. I'm not using any tarot deck at all. I'm just reading the energies. So I guess that makes it not exactly a tarot forecast, but just a video forecast, right? So you guys, y'all get to be the lucky guinea pigs. I'm sorry I wasn't able to ask your permission before I started this, but we're just going to have fun with it and see what happens, see how it turns out. So let's see, Cancers, on Monday. What do I have coming up for you on Monday? Oh my gosh, I got so much stuff in right off the bat. First of all, it's going to be a crazy hectic Monday. I feel like there's just lots of stuff coming in at all sides that you're trying to handle, but also I'm hearing hush, hush. So there's something that you're keeping secret on Monday. Something comes along that you're just, and it feels like it's somebody else's secret that you're helping them keep, like they share it with you, but you are being very careful not to divulge the secret to anybody else. What else do I need to know about that? Because they still keep telling me, hush, hush. Okay, so this is a big secret, and I feel like it's bigger than what you actually realize it is. It's going to impact more people than what you would think. And so it's especially important that you actually do keep this secret. It feels to me like it's going to be very tempting for you not to. Very tempting for you not to. But it's going to be very important that you actually keep this, that you don't say anything about it to anybody, because what I'm getting is going to happen is that if you're quiet with this, then what happens is more information comes along to start filling in some more of the blanks. Yeah. And this is information that that comes in really to your advantage to have. But if you spill this secret early, you know, if say that somebody comes and tells you something and then you're like, oh, I have to check with somebody about this, and so you run to that somebody to check and see, did they know about this? What you're doing is you're shutting down that information flow. There's some information flow that's coming through that if you go spilling the beans too soon, you're going to be shutting down some information flow that's coming in from another source. So you got to be quiet. Hush, hush. Hush, hush. So that's Monday. Okay, so Cancers on Tuesday. What do we have coming up for you guys? Tuesday. So what I'm looking at, guys, I have these envelopes that I put the days of the week on them, just so that I can keep track of what day I'm on as I'm feeling stuff. And it gives me something to hold because I'm so used to holding the tarot cards. This is my pacifier as I learn to work without cards on days of the week. So let's see here. So Tuesday, what's going on for Cancers? We have some kind of financial thing coming in. I'm just trying to feel a little bit more specific about it. Oh, okay. So, because I was trying to figure out, okay, is it positive? Is it negative? And so what I'm getting is that for some of you, it will be a positive financial thing. For some of you, it's going to be a negative financial thing coming in on Tuesday. So it's kind of like split down the middle for you Cancers. But there's something coming up financial on Tuesday. Some of you are going to be getting good news. Some of you may be getting tax refund checks. Some of you may be finding out that maybe your company wants to help pay for part of your phone bill or housing allowance or vehicle allowance. But some of you may also be having things happen like, you know, maybe your son drops his cell phone in the toilet and now you have to buy a new one, or something along those lines. So, or, you know, a new invoice that you weren't expecting to have to pay, or maybe an invoice that's bigger than what you thought it would be. But it's really interesting, Cancer, because it's definitely, there's something happening financially on Tuesday. It's a surprise either way, whether it's good or bad. It's something that's coming in as a surprise for you on Tuesday. But it's an interesting thing because it's split halfway down the middle, 50-50. Some of you it's going to be a good surprise, some of you it's going to be a not so good surprise. So financial surprise on Tuesday is the best way to sum that up. Excuse me. Okay, so Wednesday, what do we have coming up for you guys? Wednesday, Cancers. Okay, so for those of you who had the financial surprise that went negative on Tuesday, in other words, you had to pay money that you weren't expecting to pay on Tuesday, on Wednesday I feel like you're going to be making that up. So I don't know if you're going to be doing like an extra little side job and you're going to be making up for that money that you took out of your pocket on Tuesday, but there's going to be some way that that money is going to be made up to you. Maybe you're getting a rebate check. Maybe, I don't know, maybe somebody's paying you back some money that they've owed you for a very, very, very long time and you never thought you would see it and it just shows up. But I feel like you're getting that money back that you just sent out. You're getting back the same amount or more than what you just sent out on Tuesday. So I feel like that's going to actually be made up for you on Wednesday for those of you who had the money in the negative. What else is going on Wednesday for you Cancers? Other than that, I just feel what I'm feeling is that you're going to be diligent with your finances, with your money. And this is for all Cancers, whether you got the good financial news or the bad financial news the day before. I feel like you're going to be diligent with earning money. I feel like you're going to be diligent with making sure your budget goes as far as it needs to go. You're just going to be really good about, picking the options that are satisfying but don't cost as much as some of the other options that you could pick would be whenever you're out shopping. So just being really diligent with your money, being careful with your money, and making sure that it goes as far as you want it to go on Wednesday. Thursday, what do we have coming up for Cancers? Very emotional day for you on Thursday. For most of you, this is going to be good emotions. This is something that you're going to be excited about or happy about. I have maybe a 10-15% of you that are going to be really negative emotions. For the 10 or 15% of you, I feel like you're going to be really pouring out those emotions to somebody in your life, and just, it's kind of a do or die situation. It's like, okay, if something doesn't change here, I can't keep going here the way that we have been, so something has to change. For the majority of you, though, I feel like you're emotional in a good way. It feels to me like you found out some good news about maybe somebody in your family has accomplished something really great, or it might be good news about a close friend, but it feels like to me mostly what I'm hearing is something about somebody in your family has accomplished something that's really great. For a lot of you, I'm feeling like you're going to be hearing about somebody in your family being pregnant, and I'm feeling like it's going to be something that you react to in an even more happy fashion than normal because of some kind of situations in their past. So maybe this is somebody in your family who's tried to get pregnant before and wasn't able to carry a baby full term, or they weren't able to get pregnant for a while. Now they're going to. So for those of you that is talking about pregnancy, it seems like this is really a little bit of an extra blessing as far as the pregnancy. But for all of you, it's not pregnancy. Just some of you. Some of you, it's just some kind of something that's a person of your family has accomplished that makes you feel really good for them. Okay, so Friday. What do we have coming up for Cancer on Friday? We have another really emotional day. I feel like you Cancers, a lot of you are going to be feeling very sentimental. You're going to be looking back at some old memories. Maybe you're looking at some old pictures. Maybe you're getting together with some old friends, and you're going to be kind of thinking about what people call the good old days. Kind of like, wishing everything was still the same as it was back then. And of course it's not. So that's always a bittersweet thing, to have those types of memories, to really be able to walk back in those days that felt so good and know that you're not in them anymore. But that's what I feel going on for you Cancers on Friday. And then also I do want to remind everybody that this is a general reading, so not everything is going to apply to every Cancer here. What I'm asking Sacred Spirit to give me is what applies to most Cancers. So you should just be aware of that. If you want a private reading where somebody's looking at your particular energies, you would want to schedule that. Okay, so moving on here. Saturday for Cancer. Feels like you've got a lot going on Saturday. I feel like you're going to get a lot of chores and errands taken care of earlier in the day. But then I'm hearing party hardy later on in the day. So very productive earlier in the day, and then I feel like late afternoon you're starting to get ready for the party. For some of you, you're going to be hosting. I'm seeing pictures of outdoor grilling, in the yard, in the parks. But I'm seeing some of you hosting, some of you handling, preparing the food for this party. It feels like maybe this is like a cookout for dinner or something on Saturday. It just seems like a lot of fun. There's a lot of people around. I'm not going to say like a big partying, but this is like a comfortable amount of a lot of people. For 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe a dozen people. Just a nice comfortable number where everybody can really get to know everybody and hang out and just really enjoy each other's company. And it seems like fun, and it seems like it's something that is not really catered. It seems like you're going to be doing the food for this, Cancers. And for those of you that aren't actually hosting or hostessing this party, I do believe you'll be bringing food. So maybe this is a potluck and you're bringing, or maybe you were asked to bring something. But I do feel like you're going to be participating in the food of that no matter how you slice it. But I feel like for most of you, you're actually going to be doing a lot of the cooking. Now, Sunday coming up for Cancers. What do we have here? Sunday, Sunday. Sunday. Okay, so Sunday I'm feeling like it's a very productive time for you Cancers. I feel like you're going to be getting a lot done. You're going to be doing some things that you enjoy doing them just because you enjoy doing them. And you're going to be just really appreciating the freedom that there is in that. And I feel like you're going to have a really productive day. You're going to feel really good about what you've accomplished by the time Sunday has gone by. And it's interesting because, I'm thinking creative things, but then the vision that I'm getting, I'm thinking like, creating paintings on canvas or whatever. But the visions that I'm getting actually show more something like maybe painting the walls in your home, but doing something a little bit different or edgy with them. Maybe putting up an actual scene on the walls, not just like regular painting, and just some kind of creative expression in your home. Okay, so Cancers, that is your week. For those of you who would like to schedule a private reading with me, feel free to check out my website. I'm at amista.info, amista.info. Once you're there and you've taken a good peek at it, if you still feel like I'm the best reader for you, then go ahead and contact me and we will schedule a session for you as quickly as possible. And then for everybody else, let's see, I'll see you all here next week. Everyone have a great week. Peace out.